Welcome everyone. This is my new moon reading today, and I just want to spend a little bit of time with you guys and just see what the energy forecast for November. Um, we are still in October now, obviously. It's new moon in Libra. But this energy reading is going to go forward until the next new moon, which will be in November. So before I start, let's just create some sacred space. I've already lit a candle. I've got a key here for our divination, and I've got some beautiful crystals around me. Now let me just share with you what I've got here. Besides all the trinkets lying around, I specifically like to work with selenite because it gives me not so much protection as it does give me a clear channel. It just clears the way to connect with my higher self, and any lower vibration energies is immediately sucked up and purified and transmuted and transformed. I've also got here a beautiful fluorite. And fluorite is also direct bands of communication with the higher realms. Purple specifically for spirituality, and green for beautiful messages of love and connecting with the heart, and blue for connecting with wisdom. So that is why that is standing here. And then I also have some beautiful labradorite, hematite, and obsidian and smoky quartz to ground me and to protect me. And I also have here amethyst and aquamarine and turquoise, and again labradorite. And I also have here beautiful rose quartz, amethyst. I've got my beautiful birthstone opaline, blue lace agate, and clear quartz to amplify. And this is again also a beautiful piece of amazonite. Right, I also like to just light a candle just to set intention with a candle for this new moon, for protection and purification of our message. And then I've also been burning beautiful incense. Now I like to just take my deck of cards, and today I'm going to be using my unicorn oracle cards, simply because it's October, it's closer to my birthday. That was 2 years ago. Feels like 2 years ago, a week ago today. And the unicorns is just my message, animals, and I really love to connect with the unicorns. And then I'll just smudge it because I haven't used the deck in a while, just to purify and clean the energies. And then I'll also cut the deck. We'll shuffle it again just now. And then I've got here our beloved Sondra Hugenkrittel, her beautiful Art from My Heart meditation and symbol inspiration deck. Just check out the links in the description. There is a link to her website if you would like to purchase this amazing beautiful deck that she created. And I'm also going to cleanse this and purify with some beautiful smoke. I'm also going to cut the deck. There you go. And then I'm just going to place my incense to the side so that I don't smudge myself too much. Enough smoke for one session. Alrighty then, beautiful. I don't even know what the date is today. Oh, it's the 21st of October, new moon. And what an incredible ride for me personally, especially since the Lion's Gate in August, and then we had the 999 gate in September and the 1010 gate in October, just days before my birthday. And on my birthday, that was the I think it's called the third quarter moon. That is where the moon is half light, half dark. There was just so much celestial events that's just occurred just in the last week. I spoke about it lightly yesterday during Grimoire Sunday. Check out that video, it's available to everyone on the Paintiers, and that was also quite a beautiful journey and some lovely realizations around the number 13. So that is quite powerful. So I want us just to take a minute just to ground ourselves, create sacred space, light some candles, and just settle in and just get yourself into a beautiful space, ready to receive a message energetically from the unicorns and from our heart. And I just love to just take a moment and just connect myself, center myself, ground myself before we get into the cards. So I'm going to be playing beautiful music for you guys to join in on the vibe, and let's just take a moment to center and ground. I call to the east, element of air, bring clarity, inspiration, and new beginnings. I call to the south, element of fire, bring passion, courage, and transformation. I call to the west, element of water, bring healing, intuition, and emotional flow. I call to the north, element of earth, bring grounding, strength, and protection. I call to my spirit guides and protective deities. I pay homage to Mother Tara. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha until enlightenment. Bring wisdom, compassion, truth, and auspicious circumstances, prosperity and divine health. Banish all poisons, evil eyes, and black magic. Surround us with 5 layers of protection: green, blue, yellow, red, and white. Bring your energies and activities to support this work for the highest good of all that is. And so it is. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Beautiful. I like to keep my grimoire close. I'm also going to take note of the spread today. I really feel that there is a message not just for us, but specifically for me as well. And I always think it's a good thing to make note, because it's impossible to remember every month's spread, and it's nice to look back and to retrospect with your deck reading and just to see how that unfolded exactly. Right, so let's go ahead and invite the unicorns to the table, and we ask the unicorns to show us any messages for this particular new moon as we set new intentions and plant new seeds going forward. And I know that this time particularly is all about letting go of the old and stepping into the new. So we ask the unicorns for guidance and for clarity. Right. Thank you. I'm going to put that there and read from the top. And then I'm also connecting to my heart center. And I'm asking my own higher self for guidance through this beautiful heart-centered deck for us as a practical step at the end of the reading that we can apply to sort of bring this wisdom and energy into our experience. Thank you. Cut the deck. There we go. So we'll look at that at the appropriate time. Okay. So the first card is dealing with how we got here. And that is the number 19. And it's the card of manifestation. And the message on this card right now is focus on a vision beyond yourself, and your unicorn will help you. Beautiful. Right. Okay, I think I'm going to read you guys that information. If I can find it. I've moved the whole stack of things here next to me. So let's look at the number 19. And let's just share that information first. When you have a dream to help people or situations, the unicorns will give you the strength, courage, and dignity to bring your vision to fruition. An affirmation is, I will do something to help others today. I always say, especially from my logotherapeutic point of view, when you feel like you've got no purpose and you've maybe become a little bit too self-centered and self-focused and maybe even a little bit apathic about the future, what's the point of it all? I know that I have felt at times on my spiritual journey like, what is the point of this all? Why do we try so hard to ascend? And why do we try to grow and become better people? Because when we look around us, it might feel to you, especially if you watch the news and social media, like the opposite is happening from our intention. And we are trying to manifest heaven on earth. We're trying to make this a better place for everyone to be in, so that there is less suffering in the world, right? And when you look around you, it almost might appear to you like the opposite is coming true. The world is becoming more selfish, more deranged in Maya and the whole sort of madness in chasing after wealth and fame and money and status and power. But I think it's the last grab at straw, really, because there is just so many world systems collapsing around us at the present moment. So I think it's what we are witnessing is a surfacing of shadow. It's a surfacing of our alter egos and roles and commitments and soul contracts that is playing out at this time, because it is the end of a cycle. Many souls are being released at this time from karmic loops, repetitive patterns, because they have awoken in the system. And even though at times it might feel like, a very overwhelming, oppressing time to live in, as a light worker, you are here at exactly the right time, and you are at exactly the right place for you to be at this present moment. There is very specific reasons why you are in a geographical location at this present moment in time, because you are anchoring the light, higher frequency and vibration into the earth, and allowing, through your energetic presence here and now, for a different reality to anchor in. And I want to encourage you guys, when times feel tough and it feels to you like what you are trying to manifest and create in this world is not coming to pass, or it might feel to you like you are not going to see the fruit of your labor, that's okay, because I want to remind you that what we are working with already is. It's not still coming, it's not still arriving, it is already here. it might take a minute for the hologram around you, the projector that is showing you the reality that you are believing, to shift and to alter and to align with manifesting in that particular quantum field. But we are no longer waiting. What we are manifesting is already here. It's already within you. It's already part of your reality around you. It might not extend all the way to government and world politics, but it doesn't have a choice but to follow suit, because there are too many people awake at this present time on the planet, more so than ever before. I remember starting my light work, and in 1994 it was a massive shift year for me, and a new journey for me to step into, quite frankly. And it was an interesting initiation, an interesting awakening moment for me back then. And I remember when we got around to the year 2000, you could see these butterfly effects or ripple effects through the fabric of time and space. And if you lived at that time, you will remember that we had the Y2K, and everyone was concerned about how is the world going to end on the midnight of New Year with the Y2K bug, and what's going to happen, And here we are 25 years later. Sorry guys, I just have to blow my nose quickly. And so now we are sitting here 25 years later, and we've had waves of transformation around our planet. And at times it might have felt like things are slipping backwards or it's not happening. So I think it was quite normal for a lot of light workers to feel overworked, tired, drained, exhausted, and maybe a bit exasperated, because what we were promised or what we were trying to manifest seemed like an impossible task. And part of our own personal healing journey was to sort of, at some stage of the journey, to let go and and say, whatever. I know I got to a stage in my journey a few years back, before I got into this creative work, where I became very despondent. I became very apathic and why meditate? Why pray? Why try to be a better person? Why have a spiritual practice? Why meditate and try and become enlightened? Because it felt like it wasn't working and it wasn't making the impact. It didn't have that instant heaven on earth effect that I was hoping for. And what I didn't understand back then was that the change wasn't going to happen outside of me. The change needs to happen inside of you. You are the key, and you must look inward and see what part of the world that you are seeing is existing within you in some shape or form. And I think that is the hardest part about light work and about ascension and about anchoring a new earth in this current climate and atmosphere. It is so easy to focus on the outward appearance of things. And right now I am reminded of actually a parable from the Bible where was it Paul that was in the boat with Jesus and the storm, and then Jesus gets out of the boat and tells Paul to walk on water, to walk towards him. And during that episode, for a minute Paul could walk on water, but the minute he took his eyes off of Christ, the water would overwhelm him and he would start sinking. And then Christ would rescue him and pull him out of the water and remind him to keep his faith and focus on him, not on the storm. And I feel that parable is sort of very relevant to our current world stage. And we are reminded that we mustn't pay attention to the waves. We mustn't pay attention to the storm that is literally going on around us. Governments collapsing, governments becoming more greedy, more self-centered, more selfish, more sick to the minute. If you look too long at that, it sucks you in because it's like taffy. That's how sticky that old stinking energy is. And it is time for it to transform, but I feel it's going to literally fall off of us like mud, and it's going to sink to the bottom of the ocean while this beautiful water is cleansing us. So keep your eye firmly on your focus. What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to experience in your life right here and right now? No more waiting. There is no waiting involved. If waiting is part of your sort of equation, then I want you to explore that in your subconscious mind, because the minute you make the decision to manifest a certain frequency and a certain energy in your life, that minute it is already available. It is instantaneous. Yes, it takes time before everything like a domino effect falls into place, but you shouldn't concern yourself with the how this is going to manifest. You should just concern yourself with keeping the frequency grounded and pure, and the way to do that is to keep looking inward and to recognize that that is already within you. And even if you're the only one on the planet, let the sort of wave flow on its own momentum. And trust me, there is plenty of people around the world that is currently anchoring in higher frequencies. And also I want to remind you that one person with a higher frequency grounded in love and unity is far more powerful than one individual that is negative, oppressive, and angry, and violent, and greedy. So one light worker balances out about 100 to 1,000 souls that is still sort of veiled. They still have the covering over their eyes, and they are trying to fix and change the world by taking control of it in this dimension out here, and it's not working. So hopefully that will encourage you as we move forward through this incredible energetic tsunami that is sweeping through our galaxy at the present moment, and anchoring in higher frequencies that is going to make it easier to dismantle ideas and energies and movements that is not here for the highest good of all, that is based in self-centered greed and just plain evil. So don't worry about that. I'm always reminded about that beautiful sentence in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf is asked about, how do we overcome this incredible evil of that time? And Gandalf said, it is not great magic, it is small acts of kindness from every living being on the planet that keeps great evil at bay, not great magic. And those small acts of kindness are far more powerful than a single act of greed. So always remember that when you are looking at the news, or you have no choice but to observe this 3D projection around you, and you don't like the picture that you are seeing, remind yourself that you observing have the frequency to balance out a greater number of darkness by just your presence. So keep your energy stable. Spend less time looking at the news and doom scrolling. I can definitely recommend that, because if you want to contaminate your frequency and energy, then spend time absorbing all that negativity. You are just neutralizing your own higher frequency and energy. And I'm not saying be ignorant. I'm not saying don't be aware of what's going on around you, but be very, very mindful of when you allow to observe some of that information. And if you have to watch the news every night or doom scroll on your device, then for heaven's sake, wear some protection and set an intention to limit the time that you expose yourself to those lower frequencies, because again, you can't change it out here, you can only change it in here. Alright, so be wise about your energy is the message. Right, so now let's look at the current energy, and this is number 8, and it is feather. Beautiful. If feather isn't a message from heaven, then I don't know. And I always have a feather with me to remind me that I am a messenger from heaven. Here we go. So this calling card from the unicorns tells you that they are near you. We are surrounded with incredible beings of light that exist on much higher planes of existence, and I honestly believe in my heart in some way, shape or form that I am a unicorn that incarnated in this life. So if you ever wanted to see a unicorn, here I am. We don't always look the way that you want us to look, but anyway, this unicorn is leading us into a beautiful future, and it is reminding us that heaven is very near. And a feather is always a message from your angels and spirit guides that they are near, you are not alone, and that you must just ask for guidance, for protection, and for help and assistance in whatever you need assistance with. If it is to keep your frequency high and stable so that it's easier for you to manifest your dreams, the life of your dreams that you are dreaming about in your heart, not your ego, then lean into that. So from today forward, whenever you step out of your house and if you see a feather on the ground, don't immediately think, oh, a bird feather. They might have been the carrier of that feather, but that feather was left there for you intentionally. And even if you see 1,000 feathers a day, don't start thinking, oh, just another feather, because 1,000 feathers is really telling you to pay attention, isn't it? You keep missing the message, and the color of the feather also has a lot of meaning. And I'm going to dive into the colors of the feathers in my grimoire in a future episode on a Sunday too, so do check that out. Keep an eye out for that. Let's draw the third card. Beautiful. And that's the number 18, and the card is titled Magic, and the message is there is magic around you, so expect excitement and joy. Isn't that beautiful? So if we look at this from where we've come from, where we are, and where we're stepping towards, we are stepping into a very magical time indeed. And there's even comets and shooting stars coming down. There's a full moon in the sky. There's a beautiful ethereal light that is coming into this valley, and there's a treasure chest. And for me, the treasure chest, like this treasure chest, is always a reminder that the treasure you seek lies in the dark cave that you fear to enter. And if you've done the recent crow painting art journey with me on the Transfiguration tier, you will know that this is transformational times that we are living in. And now in October up until Christmas is really a great time to do shadow work, because there is a lot of shadow aspects within us that is surfacing now, whether you want it to or not, and it is ready to be integrated. It is ready to be recognized, to be blessed, to be dusted off, and to be integrated so that the energy within us can become whole. A lot of trauma and disinformation and belief systems that we were born into in our world is so far removed from the heavenly frequency, if I can put it like that. And it is time for a lot of nonsense to be dealt with. It is time for a lot of untruth to be revealed. It is time for a lot of garbage to literally be brought up. Remember my art painting journey, no mud, no lotus. That mud is being turned so that whatever is captured and infesting in that mud can be exposed to light and to oxygen, so that it can be broken down, and then it can be used by you, the lotus, to nourish and sustain yourself so that you can grow and stick your head out above the surface of the water, so that your crown flower can open and the rays of heaven can finally nourish and sustain you. That is just so beautiful, that image. So do not fear dealing with shadow aspects of yourself that is coming up. Just sit with it. I will never forget this intense and beautiful healing moment in my life, and I feel it's appropriate in this drawing for me to share it with you guys. I think one of my most profound and deepest healing moments was back in 2012. I was on a meditation retreat, and the retreat was called the Rites of Passage, and it was presented by the Children of the Sun. And for me, if you know me well, that was already like, what, Gideon, where are you going and what are you doing? Are you getting involved in a cult here? That's what it felt like. But it was because of all the shadow aspects within myself that I sort of identified it as that. But for some reason, I think it was just divine destiny, I sort of went for it, and I did the entire 12-day retreat and with Tiara Kumara, and it was life altering is all I can say. And one of the rites of passage that we did was, I think if they told me before the time about this particular rite of passage, I wouldn't have gone. My own fear and old faith belief system that I grew up in would have prevented me 100% from even starting that whole spiritual process. But today, I'm so grateful, because I think the deepest healing in my soul happened during that 12-day retreat. And I think it was somewhere in the middle of this retreat, there was a rite of passage that was all about dealing with your whole belief system that you have in your being, that most of it got programmed into you since birth, needed to come up and needed to be placed on the table. And for me as a Christian at that time, that was dismantling my faith, deconstructing my faith because of my sexuality. I had to find the answers within myself. And this 12-day rite of passage was really a rite of passage. And I have let go of a lot of things that no longer served at that time. But this particular evening, this particular meditation was just so profound. So what happened was, in this meditation, she guided us into a cavern. In the dark cavern you fear to enter lies the treasure you seek. You see, all about symbolism. And she took me into this dark cave in my meditation, and there was a being inside of this cave. But there was incredible sadness, there was incredible depression, there was incredible loneliness, and it was incredibly dark and cold, and all I could hear was this sobbing in the corner. All I could experience before going deeper into it was this incredible isolation, incredible, unbearable loneliness. And it was my task to speak to this being and to try and comfort it and to try and make it understand that it's no longer alone. I am there, and how can I help? Only to later recognize that this was Lucifer, and this fallen angel, for putting it in brackets, was sort of chained in this cavern, in this cage, and all of humanity's darkness, all of humanity's shadow, all of humanity's fear and evil and lower vibrations that we are unconscious about was anchored onto him. And he was bearing that burden by himself. And regardless now of your faith system or what you believe, that day I recognized that even that frequency, even that energy wants to go home, wants to be enlightened, wants to be relieved of this unfair burden that was placed upon it with a belief system that was in total fear of their own shadows and had to find a scapegoat for everything that was unexplained in a logical and Christian fashion. And I will never forget the transformational experience that this brought into my life. As a then Christian, can you imagine what I must have felt like during that rite of passage, to recognize all of a sudden that I've been part of the problem. I've been part of the belief system that every time something goes wrong, blame the devil. Every time something gets taken away from you, blame the devil. Every time that you get hurt, or that your precious prayers don't get answered, or you feel some kind of psychic attack, blame the devil. Everything is blamed on the devil. Everything is evil. Behind every doorknob you will find the devil if you're looking for him. I really found, before I deconstructed my faith, that the Christian church that I grew up in was more concerned with the devil and finding the devil and destroying the devil than they were in worshiping Christ and worshiping God. And for me that was very sad, because let's not dive into that, because this reading is about reminding us that we cannot really begin to manifest the life of our dreams until we deal with our darkest shadows. Because if you refuse to look at that and integrate it into your life, it will keep crippling you. It will keep stopping you from fully stepping into your power. Because if it's unconscious and you keep generating fear and you keep subscribing to a power outside of you that has the ability to make you fail and to hurt you and to bring harm to you, then that will be your reality. Until the day that you can reconcile and recognize that the universe is just energy. There is no good or bad. There is low vibration and there is high vibration. It is like any tool. This feather is not good or evil. It is just a feather. But what am I using the feather for? That is where the magic lies, as an example. So, in life, in this university of life on planet Earth, we are living in a world of duality. It is the second dimension of our multiverse. And in duality, you have a spectrum, and everything on this planet has a spectrum. Sexuality is a spectrum, gay or straight, and everything in between. Faith is a spectrum. Good versus evil is a spectrum. It's just an energy. And while you are locked in a dualistic battle between good and evil, because that's what we've been taught as a foundational faith system on our planet, we think that the way to deal with that is to be in opposition. In other words, one versus the other. So avert, push away, suppress, kill, destroy. That is how you deal with a negative energy in the opposite of what you are coming from. And in all our time on our planet, has it ever worked? It is a constant battle, a push and a pull, because the bigger the spectrum gets on the outside, the more it has to push back, because what the universe is really trying to do is to balance everything in the middle. The Buddha, who was enlightened, taught us that the middle is the golden way, and that these two spectrums of energy, good versus evil, is just opposites of exactly the same frequency. And that changed my life. That night, in that dark cave of my soul, confronted with Lucifer himself, seeing him in such a sad state, I realized and recognized that I have the power within me to forgive, to bless, to heal, to release, to transform, and to allow, at least within me, that idea for it to go home. It is no longer needed. And the minute I recognized that the balance between these two spectrums of God versus the devil, or good versus evil, the minute it collapsed in on itself and I brought it to perfect balance in the middle, now there's no more evil, there's no more good, there is just neutral energy. That whole spectrum of fear-based, power-based, I'm good, I'm evil, that whole thing collapsed. And the most incredible healing happened in my life. I cannot even really word it properly to describe to you what profound liberation and enlightenment entered into my life that day. And from that day forward, it was a matter of recognizing it every time I'm confronted with it, that no, this isn't real. This is just a facade. This is just belief systems that's no longer empowered in my life. And in that minute, when that extreme duality collapsed and was brought into balance into my own being, it was like a whole cloud was lifted off me. And such peace and calm and groundedness and wisdom started to flow into my life. So why do I do protection spells then? Why do I work on protection? Because people are the generators of energy and frequency, and everything around us is the manifestation of that. So I do not fear the devil. I do not fear negative energy out there as an entity out there, because I recognize that the only way that those frequencies can even exist is because people are anchoring it in reality, is feeling it, and is keeping that Patronus or projection alive through their own frequency, energy, actions, and intentions. That is what we are protecting ourselves against. Right. So this beautiful reading of the unicorns is reminding us that energy in itself is neutral. It is up to you what you do with it. So make sure when you write your new moon intentions today, going forward into this year, what you want to manifest. I'm going to focus specifically on harmony, harmonizing opposing energies, and being a beacon of light, of wisdom, of grounded wisdom, and just hope for the world as we wait for people out there to wake up and to realize that it is not necessary to go through this grim future, because we are empowered to change it. There is magic ahead. And I think the reason why instant manifestation is not yet fully anchored into our reality is because we haven't done all of our house cleaning. Can you imagine instant manifestation immediately becoming available to the masses as it is today? This is what happened in Atlantis and in previous periods on our planet when we tried to ascend. The manifestation frequency came in too quickly, and far too many people were still dealing with this dualistic opposition within themselves, and it's just so easy to suck onto the fear-based side and to instantly manifest fear instead of unity and love. I think this time around the process is a little bit slower because we realized on a soul level that awakening cannot be too sudden, and instant manifestation happens because of that awakening, or we will call it miracles. Some might call it science not yet explained. Others like me might call it magic. The reason why we don't have instant manifestation yet, it is coming, the magic is coming, but it is up to us to awaken and learn to balance these frequencies and energies within ourselves, so that when we have the ability to instantly manifest, we manifest for the highest good of all. And we've learned that it's about Ubuntu, it's about unity, it's about the highest good for everyone. It's not just about me. And the biggest danger in the age of Aquarius that we are entering into is ignorance, is blindly following the masses. We have to learn to discern. We have to learn to listen to our own inner voice. We have to follow the guidance and to travel the road less traveled, especially not by the masses. Because if you are plugged into mass hysteria, can you see how profound and powerful that is as a manifestation tool, right? So find your tribe, find your people that you feel aligned with, that you recognize as part of your soul tribe. And this is why I am here as well, to provide that community for individuals that feel that identify, recognize, and resonate with what I have to offer. And that my intention as a space holder, as a light worker, is really to bring in healing and love and unity and joy into this world, recognizing that heaven is already here, regardless of the jacket that we are wearing, the tools that we are using. That is what this magic is all about for me. So we are stepping into a very, very interesting period going forward, where we might start or begin to see signs and wonders. We might begin to see fantastical manifestations and glimmers glimmering through. And I believe that a lot of UFO sightings or strange phenomena that is both fantastical and unexplained is going to start showing up more and more in our reality, as there are more and more of us that is awake, that is doing the healing work, that is bringing duality into balance and harmony within ourselves, so that we have both the masculine and the feminine energy in perfect harmony, co-creating with spirit and anchoring heaven on earth. And what a glorious day that is going to be when we finally see the light and we finally are able to anchor in the fifth dimension on our planet permanently, because then Earth is going to turn into a glorious star for the whole galaxy, for the whole universe. It's going to be a physical place where people can come to grow and instantly be in alignment, and it's like a pure land. Ascension and enlightenment is going to be a reality on this planet, and I think that is just beautiful. Thank you, unicorns, for this lovely message, for reminding us of where we started, where we are as we listen to the messages of spirit, and where we are headed. And it sure is a beautiful place, but it might still be an interesting journey up until then. There's a lot that must still happen. So we're asking our heart-centered manifestation deck here to give us a clue. Here's the clue. Dragonfly. Thank you, Dragonfly. It's a card of transformation, adaptability, spiritual growth, opportunity, and change. I cannot stress this enough, people. There is change all around us, and there is no break. There is no stopping. There is no avoiding. This is like a river flowing, and it's falling off a waterfall, gathering in a pool and flowing into the ocean. There's no stopping. There's no damming. There's no breaking. Surrender. Allow the change to wash over you. Allow the change to, burn away, blow away what no longer serves you. I really want you to spend some time this new moon to think about your life and think about beliefs especially, and really do a deep dive and ask yourself, why do I believe this? Is it just because I've been told this my whole life? Is it true for you, and is it serving you to get to this place in your life? Because if you're not stepping forward to this place in your life and you have no vision or idea about where we are headed, then it's time. It's time for you to go inwards and look at yourself and see, what is it that is holding you back? What is it that is holding you in fear? What is it that is holding you playing small? Because the dragonfly is saying to you that now is the time, now, today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow isn't promised. The dragonfly does not live long. And it also is an insect that goes from a water nymph, based in water, and it's an emotional world, and it also crawls out of the water and goes through a complete transformation of its body, gets wings, and then flies. And not just fly like a butterfly, we are talking next level fly. It can do incredible things, and the radiant light that it's casting and its vision on the world is unique. We did do the dragonfly last year, I think, in our art journey, transformational journey, and it's also available on the transfiguration tier if you want to deep dive with the dragonfly. So again, it's just absolutely reminding us that we are in the process of transitioning, and our transformation is permanent. There's no going back, and we are adaptable, and through our spiritual growth we take hold of opportunity, and we begin to use change that comes our way as a stepping stone to get us closer to where we want to be and where we want to go, instead of seeing it as something that is taking us off our path and that is keeping us back. So your perception of the word change is maybe a good place to start to journal. Do you fear change, or do you embrace change? Do you lean into it, or do you try to shield yourself from change because we don't like change? So that is basically our journey here today, and I really want to encourage you to just spend a little bit of time journaling and looking at all of this. Now, before I wrap up, there's also a beautiful numerological energy here. We've got 19, which is a number of completion, but 9 plus 1 is 10, so that's a perfect balance between male and female and a new beginning. We've got here for the present moment the number 8, which is infinity. So infinite energy available to us in the present moment to make a decision and to follow the message of spirit. And then this third card was 18, and when you combine this, it's also 8 plus 1, which is completion. So this journey starts and this makes it finish, but there's an infinite loop that is flowing here, and we are coming back to this whole message of where do we find peace, where do we find equanimity, where do we find balance, where do we find powerful manifestation and incredible enlightenment in the perfect middle. In the perfect middle. So think about that, and the next time you experience extreme push and pull of emotions and frequencies, just check in with yourself and ask yourself, is this fear or is this love? Because if it's fear, I need you to breathe through it and ground yourself and willfully return to the center where there's a balance between these frequencies. And you do that with love. Love is grounding, love is protecting, love is wise, love is all-inclusive. And just never forget your breath. Breathe through it all. So thank you for tuning in to this spiritual forecast and this reading on this beautiful new moon. Tonight I will be doing just a short ceremony of light for myself. I'm going to encourage you to write some intentions during this new moon that you want to manifest, but also think about shadow aspects that you are ready to let go of. What you are ready to let go of, burn it in the flame, transmute it, transform it, blow the ashes away, let it go. It is done. And that you are ready to manifest and call in, Maybe place it on your altar, place it under a candle, put it in a spell jar, whatever you resonate with, however you want to do it. Write it in your diary and really focus on manifesting this beautiful unity of spirit and call in the frequencies and support that you need in order to let go of this last business of shadow, although I think it's a bit of a journey, and embrace your unified, whole, unfractured self, higher self, ready to step into a magical future. Thank you for spending some time with me. I will see you guys again real soon. Lots of love and light and blessings to you all. Shanti.